Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. We're doing another deep dive into one of the systems to clean the entire vehicle today with YumCars car care products. So by the way, let's have a special guest in right now. He's Nick, the owner himself of YumCars. How are you, Nick?
Good to see you again.
All the way from the UK, come on in the shot. So happy to see you once again. We're doing something cool today. We started, first of all, if you haven't seen those videos, I'll drop them in the description. So there, the first one was the brand introduction. So an overview of all the YumCars products, what they are, what they do, tips and tricks on how to use them. So we went over that. We got Nick's story as well, how he started, how he got into detailing and up to the creation of his brand. Then we did a video on the wheel system. If you haven't seen that yet, it is insane. How to clean and prep your tires, the wheels. We applied a dressing, the whole 9 yards. Very thorough job, so that was super cool. And now the viewers are waiting for this one.
Probably the most important part that everybody likes doing.
Absolutely, myself included, because I wash my car twice weekly, and I'm sure many people in my audience, well, they love to take care of their cars as often as they can. This is therapeutic and soothing to us, right? I'm 100%. Sure it's the same for you.
It's an escape.
So I'm gonna leave, by the way, all these products linked in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So please, all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, quick disclaimer, nobody paid for this video, but we have Nick here today because he's with the House of Rags filming a bunch of content. So I'm like, you know what, let me take advantage of the situation. I'm here as well, so I might as well have the man with the plan. So we're gonna go over these products, what they are, what they do for basically the entire vehicle. So we started with the wheels and tires, that's a separate video. Today we're moving on. What do we have here, Nick? If we start off with the first one, which is your citrus.
So the citrus pre-wash is a citrus-based product. It's a degreaser that sometimes you need for your bug splats or traffic film. You need a little bit of extra bite. pH neutral foams sometimes aren't just enough. So this is usually used as a first product. You pre-lay it and it begins to soak and degrade any, traffic film, bugs, anything like that.
It's perfect because you had this rental, which is a Bentley Mentega, pretty sweet, but a bunch of bugs and bug guts. You had 3 hours of driving from the airport all the way to
And it's quite neglected anyway, like we know that.
And it is neglected, it's a rental, right? So it's going to be a good test for this?
This will be a good test. So you would lay this on first.
What dilution are we talking about?
So we are talking about 4:1 in this case. Like you could do 4:1. And then what you want to do by the time you set up all your foam cannons, etc., 30 to 60 seconds. It's just natural, right?
Perfect.
You've got a 9:1 of a foamable snow foam,
which is called foam. So we put 9:1 in this. So basically, if you have a full liter, 100 milliliters of this product, and then 900 milliliters of water, that's 10 total parts.
That's correct, 9:1. And what that's going to do, it's going to basically keep the citrus, which in this case is the stronger product, as active as possible. So it's already here and it's keeping it wet.
So you're layering it on top of the citrus.
That's correct. Okay. And you want to keep the citrus working, especially against how bad this vehicle is.
Yes, so you were saying you're kind of creating an active foam.
That's correct. So it's an active foam. You can mix them together, you can use them separately. That's the beauty of the system.
Got it. So you let that dwell on the surface?
Yeah.
How long roughly?
So in these conditions, I mean, we can easily get 7.5 to 10 minutes.
Okay,
very
so long
easily.
Working time.
So as long as you want.
Perfect. And then we're going to move, of course, the purpose of a good and effective pre-wash is to remove the grit, dirt, and grime, and making it safer for the contact wash.
Correct.
So here we have your wash, which is a shampoo.
Yes,
pH
correct.
neutral.
That is only focused, so it's neutral.
Yep.
Focused only on slickness. That's the main thing. You do not want to be cleaning at this point. You want to be removing the last few loose parts. Now, for this, usually, 50 mil to every 10 liters of water. In the case of this car, it's quite bad. I will happily use 100 mil of product within 4 gallons.
If they're used to like 4 gallons in their bucket in ounces, 1 to 2 ounces of the shampoo, you'd say?
I would say closer to 3 ounces.
Oh, to 3 ounces, okay.
Closer
so
to
90 milliliters or 100 mils.
Yes,
in the
give
bucket.
or take. 3 ounces is perfect because there's a lot of kind of contamination on this car.
Got it.
We're going to wash it top down the traditional way.
Yep.
You want to dunk as much as you can within your rinse bucket. Get that wash pad all rinsed out.
Yep.
And then once you finally rinse this, we're going to come
Which smells, by the way, I smell slight strawberry.
Strawberry, that's correct.
Amazing.
Strawberry.
Like the majority of the products in the lineup, they smell.
Smells even better in the book when it's aerated. And
so
then,
now we're done. There's no protection on this vehicle, but here you have something special in your lineup.
Correct.
Foam Plus. Why the plus?
So the plus, anything with us is if you see foam here, the foam itself is a cleaner. The foam plus, obviously dictated by the plus, it adds something. So in this case, it's a foamable additive. In this case, a foamable ceramic sealant.
Okay,
which is going to add hydrophobics.
Yes.
In normal cases, gloss. Because this is a satin wrap, it's going to add sheen.
So not gloss,
shine.
yeah, just make it richer in appearance.
Correct.
Perfect.
Gives a bit more vibrance, you know, because it's
Yes.
black, it's going to look beautiful, right?
Yep. And this is perfect when you're getting those hydrophobics. If there's no protection, it helps if you're using a blow dryer or a car dryer to evacuate that water quicker than if there's no protection.
And that means you don't have to dry a flat panel with a drying towel. It's the most horrendous experience of your life.
So you're going touchless after this if you're using a blow dryer.
Correct.
But we'll do something different. We're going to leave it wet and rinsed off when we're done, because there's something I truly enjoy in the lineup, and this is the detailer.
Yes.
So people know this as a quick detailer, or my viewers know this also as a drying aid, or a drying lubricant. What's special about this one?
So this is going to put a 0.1 millimeter little layer of slickness. Slickness in this point is the key. Every time you touch the car, you scratch the car, whether it's a wrap, whether it's paint. So what you want to do is put a little layer between your drying towel.
Yes.
As you're putting the slickness down, it protects your finish. But on top of that, it actually adds gloss, slickness, so when things hit and land on your future drives, theoretically, everything should hit and move on. Eventually, things will stick, but at that point, you wash the car again.
Absolutely.
So you just rinse and repeat that process.
So nothing long-term. This is not long-lasting protection.
Zero
that
protection.
Slick feel for that nice finish. Or if you want to do quick touch-ups, if you get a bird bomb, for example.
Or a car, like a car show.
You need something with lubrication.
Yes.
Fantastic. So enough talking. I think we're ready for, people are dying for the demo. For the drying towel, by the way, we're using the GOAT from the House of Rags, the GOAT. This is a twisted loop. Love it. And yeah, let's go ahead. So we're going to start with the citrus. We have the man with the plan. So we're going to know exactly how it's supposed to be done. So he'll be doing the demos. I'll be asking the questions. So I'm, on behalf of you guys, we'll be around like a fly on the wall, and let's see how this man does the job. So Nick, take it away.
Cool, fantastic. So in my usual case, I like to prune my vehicles. In the case of this, as we've seen on the wheels and other parts, this car is unprotected and it's sticky. So to add a little bit more aggressiveness without upping the chemistry, I'm going to go and dry. So with citrus, you want to traditionally do about door handle down, or in this case, you could do like window trim down. Again, citrus, safe on all finishes. So in this case, it's satin. And again, you want to go with coverage.
So even on glass surfaces, no problem?
That's correct. As you can see, all I'm doing is doing a light covering. Now, again, look, I'm going to show you. Glass is perfect. Gloss black trim, fantastic. And just keep going. You don't want to overdo it, because if you're doing exactly, for example, here, that's a waste of product right now. It looks cool, but it's a waste of product. Basically, all you need, very light coverage. As you can see, I'm actually holding it further back rather than like this. I'm actually atomizing it correctly. So if you follow me this way, as we keep going, I'm going to give it the real good test.
Well, wait.
Okay.
Let me bring the cameraman in, because I'm going to put this man to the test. He spoke about bug guts. That windshield is disgusting. There's suicidal bugs that went on there. And in the front clip, like this is plastered with those bugs. That's disgusting. So yeah, we're putting him to the test. We'll see if there's any lies in the system.
Hey,
I know he's confident, and I've tested many of his products already.
It is a wrap that is greatly or grossly uncared for.
Yes.
The car should be washed a lot more often than this.
Absolutely.
But I do love a good torture test. So look, I'm going as far as the Bentley sign.
How often do you wash your personal car, Nick?
Twice a week,
so
minimum.
You're exactly like me. There's so much alike. Oh.
I've been known, my record is 6 times in 7 days.
Okay.
Because it rained and it brought down a lot of pollen.
Do you find it therapeutic, soothing?
Yeah. I can get lost. I can wash a clean car for 4 hours.
Got it.
It shouldn't take 4 hours. So for example there, right? Would you say I've covered it?
Yep.
Now, some people want to add an extra step. So once I'm just making sure everything's covered. I think that's fair. Right.
By the way, for people who are wondering, we did the wheel and tire here in that separate video. So we're covering more of the rest of the paintwork, because we always like to start with cleaning the wheels and tires first, and then we do the rest. So this demo is really focusing on glass, trim, and the paintwork.
So the whole surface, look, it's wetted down. It's currently reacting. Now, to keep the reaction time for as long as possible, we're going to now overfoam it with a neutral foam. In this case, its only job is to keep it as wet as possible. And you're about to see just how consistent the foam stays. It doesn't clump and go. So just foam it from the top. So as you can see, the consistency is just right. Not too thin, not too thick. There we go. I've gone halfway onto the Bentley sign just to keep a kind of a clear line as best as possible. And now what you're seeing is the citrus is being activated right here. And it's keeping, the foam is keeping the citrus itself as wet as possible. And as it's breaking down, you see just the right amount of run. Nice and slow, and it should start to begin to pull the flies, etc. off.
So how long would you let all of this dwell on the surface if you're in a controlled environment versus if you're working outside?
The answer will be the same for me, whether it's controlled or uncontrolled environment. As soon as you start seeing dry drag marks when the foam has completely come off, you know it's just about to rinse. Okay. So keep it as long as you can. If that is 3 minutes in your conditions, rinse. If it's 15 minutes because it's freezing, keep it as long as you can. So the longer the better, as long as it doesn't dry on the surface. Correct. And you will see a telltale sign that half of this hood will be pretty much black. At that point, we'll rinse.
Because we see here the long cling time.
And it's beginning to drag down now. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah? So it's dragging down. Let it do its thing.
Yes.
Nice and thick there, but it's very slow in terms of the pull. Not as aggressive as usual, but you want it slow. That's the main thing about this. The slower, in this case, the better.
And we're still getting that nice shaving cream-like texture on the bottom there on the floor. That's beautiful.
And that's 9:1. If you need to increase it a little bit, you can. If you need to decrease it, you always can as well.
Yeah, because what people also sometimes don't know is that the thickness or richness of the foam doesn't equate to more cleaning power. As long as you have the coverage that's on there. Some people like it a bit runnier, some people like it a bit thicker, but the job is the same at the end.
Exactly the same. There are some products out there which are not involved in our industry, but there's some products that do not foam, so like drain cleaners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're literally hydrochloric acid and will burn through pipes.
Yes.
But it doesn't foam. Doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Correct.
So that's the same thing. Some products need to foam.
Yeah.
Some products don't need to foam.
So now we're ready for the rinse, I think.
We're ready for the rinse.
Dry a little bit
exactly.
There.
Now, Pan, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you a bottom to top guy or top to bottom? I'll do it the way you want me to do it.
It doesn't really matter, but sometimes for snow foams, just for snow foams, it's good from bottom to top, just so you see kind of what you're doing and spreading around.
Well, we can do that method today.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. So we're going to go bottom to top. And by the way, another tip for me, because this pressure washer is set up perfectly, and what I mean by that, PSI output, it's not hurting my hands. So basically what this is doing, this is max flow at the lowest possible pressure. So what that means is, if you need to get a little bit closer, you're not pushing 3000 PSI. You're pushing sub 1000, and look, it's completely safe. Now at this point, obviously, because I've gone up to this level, bottom to top, I'm just going to rinse the whole thing down. Pow.
Nick, I have to say, you're like me, thorough, methodical, even on the rinse off. Listen, and I'm not guiding you. This is your level of.
Even rinsing to me is an art form. Now, Pan.
Just with the pre-wash, right?
Just tell me.
Yeah. There's the stone chips that has nothing to do.
That's a stone chip. Yeah.
Yeah. Bugs are gone.
Completely gone.
And we didn't even do the contact. So that's how important, guys, a safe and effective pre-wash is. It's to remove the majority of the loose dirt, debris, bug guts, lift that grit off before you do the contact wash, and you're always inducing less marring.
And by the way, this system is actually even more effective on paint because clear-coated vehicles, gloss vehicles, actually they shed a little bit easier.
Yep.
Wraps in general, including satin, are chalky in texture, and they've got no clear coat. Correct. There's no clear in this. It's a film.
This is a film, yeah.
So it literally sticks like glue.
Absolutely.
Unprotected, even worse. So
is it time for the contact wash?
Time for the contact wash.
So we got 4 gallons of water in this bucket. that
Correct.
Eddie carefully prepared. This was, by the way, a gift of one of our common viewers. Her name is Becca. She gave me this beautiful Yeti bucket. This is like super high-end. Yeah, I think that's super cool. And this kind of handle was made by Franco. So another one of Eddie's viewers, super cool guy.
Especially that we're all tall as well. You don't have to bend.
You're 6'6", 6'3".
6'3".
So
you don't have to pick it up all the time or even push it. So this is nice.
So how would you show us how you dilute the wash? We love to see that. And people love to see the suds exploding, volcanoing out of the bucket, right?
Do you want a volcano? I can do a volcano.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's put the grit guard in the bottom there.
So like with any chemical, no matter how long it's been sat, I recommend do a very aggressive shake. Especially when you've got multiple rows. One could sink, one could rise. You don't know. So just give it a good shake. Now what I like to do, I don't like...
Here you have a measuring cup.
Measuring cup, okay. So in this case, like I said, I'm going to do about 100 mil, okay? So where's my millages?
So just over 2 ounces for those who are wondering, because 60 mils is about 2 ounces.
Yeah. Help if I open the tap. There we go.
And it smells amazing.
So it's nice and thick. So what that does, it emulsifies really, really well within the water.
And once again, pH neutral, right? In solution.
pH neutral from the bottle all the way into the bucket, so it's exactly the same. So just for reference, that's just under 100, just a tad, okay? Quite self-explanatory. You put it into the water. Now, please don't waste any product. I like to do this.
Exactly.
Just to make sure everything's gone. It's a slightly thicker solution than normal, so that's gone. And then in terms of the bucket, I see a lot of people, first of all, putting shampoo in first and then water. You've got this much water, this much head, completely useless.
Exactly.
So you want to mix it nicely first. So again, I don't want to pull it out too quick. You just mix it first, and then very slowly, give it a really good frothing. And if you want an explosion, that is very easy to do. So what you've got now, if this was a transparent bucket, you will see that there is probably up to this level there's water.
Correct.
And only this much head. The head is irrelevant. So the shampoo's professionally mixed.
Yep.
Completely through all the bucket.
And that's usually how you dilute. Like even the foam cannon, I like to add the water first and then the soap, so you're not worried about that foam before.
The head.
You're getting the correct amount of water and then you add your soap.
And it's the correct dilution, because now you know that you're working with, you know, it was like 98 mil, right? So rather than this much solution, the rest head, right?
Absolutely.
So this is one of our inventions, actually, still proud of. This is a tri-fiber wash pad.
Which means what exactly, for those who are wondering?
Okay, so the tri part is 3, okay? So it's 3 independent fibers working together. So what that means is, even with water, it's extremely light, but if you look at the way that sheds, can you see how quick that is?
Yes.
And that's, look,
it doesn't hold up to too much water.
That's what I mean. It still holds the right amount, but when you're dunking it into the rinse bucket, look, it just goes. So it almost has an act, look at that. It acts like a sponge, because all 3 fibers just shed. Whether
it's microfiber based?
All microfiber, 3 independent fibers.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
So let's go to town.
Ready for a wash?
Yes. So you do the same way as I do, top to bottom?
Top to bottom.
Cross-contaminate. This is the dirtiest part, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So top to bottom, again, you use your hand pressure. Look, I'm using my fingers. I'm not coming in. I'm not putting any pressure. At this point, if you're doing that, you're doing something wrong. So literally just use your weight of your hand. If you're a big person, you're a small person, it doesn't matter.
Let the mitt do the job for you.
It's a one-finger job. You're just moving the solution around. Now, again, you cannot feel the slickness. This is an unprotected car, but this is... Put your hand on that.
Have you tested my shampoo? You know how slick it is.
Yes,
that's what I like. And yeah.
It's very
That's
slick.
like an ice rink.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
And basically, if there is, for example, if this was a piece of contaminant and you glide over it with a wash pad, the goal is that it's so slick that you actually move over it and it eventually will rinse away with the weight of the shampoo. But basically, top to bottom, like this. Always flip as often as you can. It's not that difficult. You get to a certain level, then you go to a rinse bucket.
To the wash bucket.
To the wash bucket, yeah.
No problem. It happens. Because we're using a 1-bucket wash method. Some people like the 2-bucket wash method. That's fine as well. As long as you're using safe washing and drying methods.
I've done it a few times. I've rinsed it out. The weight, obviously, is a lot heavier than water. It's going to sink right to the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Plus, there's the grit guard inside there.
That's correct. And then you just continue.
It's like watching, do you know who Bob Ross is? So
I do not know.
He's an artist in the US, but he was known to make videos where he'd show people how to paint. But he was always with a soothing and relaxing voice. And this is how we do things. So I feel we're watching an artist with a stroke of a paintbrush washing a car. That's super relaxing.
Look, this is the thing. I call this, my word for it is escapism. So look, if you can take it out, it just helps you. This is escapism to me. Imagine it's a Saturday, it's a Sunday. You've had a hard week at work. Just want to wash your car. You're not fighting anything.
Absolutely.
Everything is slick. I know it sounds quite sad to some people who don't understand this, but if you get it,
oh, believe me, Nick, my viewers love detailing, so they understand your excitement when we talk about things even like lubrication from a soap. Nobody else would understand this, right, in the world, just people who love detailing.
Correct.
You know what I'm excited for, Nick?
Go on.
Because in here, there's that little magic. This is Foam Plus, diluted 1:9. So 100 mils of the product, 900 mils of the water itself. So a liter total. This is going to give that little protection pop of gloss at the end. Not on matte, though. It's going to just increase the sheen. But if you were to have a glossy surface, it's going to give just that little pop. We're going to see the hydrophobics on an unprotected vehicle.
Oh, yes.
So just an easy way to apply it.
So I've left the bottom part for now. Again, it would be counterintuitive to go from bottom to top.
Exactly.
So I'm doing as high as I can, flipping the mitt. And then in one swipe, I'm going to complete the rest of the bottom. So for example, if there was, I know there isn't, but if there was 1 or 2 flies left, it's your final agitation power. If this was a fly, look, you're just moving over it. You see me putting 0 pressure. It's a one-finger job. I like to say, treat your wash pad like you treat your wife, nice and gentle. There we are. And just to show, this was where all the flies are. There's 0.
Yeah. And even dirt. And this is a white pad. There's almost no dirt. Why? Because that effective pre-wash.
You can't fake this. A white pad, if it's dirty, it's dirty.
Exactly.
So as much solution as you can.
And again, that scent. So it is strawberry, right?
Strawberry.
Okay. Yeah.
It smells great in the bottle, but once you start the aeration process,
yes,
it's beautiful. There we are. It's a simple.
So we're keeping this half here purposefully not cleaned. So we're going to show kind of a 50-50 at the end of the proper process. And now you're talking and explaining, but technically, even a big vehicle like this, if we were to do this without talking, in under an hour, this whole process
very
easily done.
Very easily. So per each side of the car, imagine I'm doing a full car wash here, right? I'm going to keep the last parts like this, right? Flip it around again and go all the way to where I wasn't finished. That's what you need, and I'm just going to show you. Still, after the pre-wash, there's 1.
That's it.
1 fly. That's the importance of pre-washing. Take it out. Imagine we've just done, obviously, the whole car.
Yes.
Heavy, thorough rinse. This is my most important rinse now. I'm trying to get all the soap, all the lubricants out of the panels, ready for the protection. So, nothing changes. Surface is prepped. It's as unprotected as you can ever get. Now, this is where the Foam Plus shines the best, right? You could see 0.
Nothing, no hydrophobics at all.
0 at all.
So this is the magic.
This is the lightning in the bottle pan. This is the one that has...
This is so mixed up right now.
Yeah.
So 1:9 dilution ratio once again.
That's correct.
Okay.
100 ml to 900 ml of water.
Yep.
Again, a good shake. There's no science to this. There's no dwell time. There's no touch time. Foam it on as fast as you can, rinse it off.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's what makes this even so more potent.
Yes.
Whether you foam bottom to top, top to bottom, really doesn't matter in this case. Rinse straight off. No dwell time, no 0. Now I'm going to take...
Is that the tip? Yeah.
High pressure nozzle. Again, pro tip, guys, you might be having a bad day, you might be cold, you might be too hot. Always do this. And watch the power of this.
Immediately.
Instant.
And even on this kind of matte surface. So stop 1 second, Nick.
Yep.
So I think here we can see that
That's the
secondary foam that you were talking about. So the
There's
first
the
layer
first, yeah.
and the second layer behind.
That's correct. And this is why, if you actually want to stand and that actually really helps you. The more you foam,
yes,
the more the hydrophobics become. And look at that. So at the minute,
water's shedding very quickly.
It's becoming hydrophilic, but
yes,
if you want to make it hydrophobic, obviously you can stand back a bit and capture
exactly
more of the hydrophobics. That's a good thing. Big foam, and then just look at that residue just being left. You need to continue rinsing that off quite aggressively. I mean,
there's no comparison. I mean, look, we can tell here, of course, there's been a little overspray, but we can still see slight flat sheet, nothing happening. And here we can see water beating and that sheeting of the water.
That is very aggressive.
So in this case, Nick, if you wanted to finish this there in a touchless manner, you'd use a car dryer or a leaf blower.
Yes.
Blow it off.
If you haven't got a blower, just towel dry as normal.
Towel dry. Yeah. But in this case, we will towel dry.
Correct.
But with something I find amazing. Can't wait to see you show us how to use this correctly. It might sound intuitive, but it's always nice to see how it's supposed to properly be used.
Of course.
So this is your detailer.
Correct.
Drying lubricant with the goat drying towel from the House of Rags.
Yes. So personally, I would at this point blow dry to actually minimize using more of the towel. That's the main kind of purpose. But if you haven't got access to a blower, again, you could see the water now beginning to go. Right? It's running. In the control conditions, you can get away with doing the whole car, or in this case, the whole side of the car. Look, I'm being indiscriminate, and you could see the running power right now. It's just starting to run, as you could see, it's sheeting itself. Be indiscriminate with the spraying without doing the same area twice. Literally, there we go. That's as much as you want. Now, if you wish, if you want to be extra kind of productive with the product, just the side you're going to dry with, missed it, right? You've preloaded everything. No pressure. I mean, oh my goodness. Just look at that. Unbelievable. Absolutely mind-boggling. This is just from a dry. Continue to dry. Now, my pro tip to you, if you can, I would take a smaller drying towel in your right hand right now, and you could do almost like a traditional drying aid method, wipe on, wipe off. But in this case, I'm just going to show you if you had access to just a foam cannon and a towel. It just dries unbelievably. Now, if you want the full effect, you can put it against a large car, boom.
Yeah, it leaves no streaking, no smearing behind.
Yep, unbelievable.
And you're gonna get even more of that, that nice satin effect.
Are you feeling that?
Just that, yep.
That
boost in slickness.
It hasn't gone to gloss black, but the slight richness increase.
Correct. And that scent, the scent is wild. Now tell us, what is the official scent of that detailer?
The official scent of the detailer, it's tropical. That is the official scent.
I love it.
So look at that. You just, in fact, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that just feels as if it's a brand new wrap.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I'm using no pressure, just using however.
This is a great drying towel.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And by the way, I didn't blow it, Pan. It's lightly.
Oh yeah, it could take a lot more than that. Yep.
Lightly moist.
Damp, yep.
So that's beautiful. And that's it.
And it left a beautiful finish. So again, people can finish off with Foam Plus, call it a day, towel dry or blow dry. But
Correct.
if they want that next level for that extra pop of slickness
Correct.
and get that drying lubrication with the towel, then having the detailer mist it on the paintwork and then go to town with the towel.
That's it.
And you're getting this gorgeous result.
Beautiful.
And it would be, I think, even better looking on a glossy appearance. But we proved that even with your products on a matte surface, whether it's matte paint, matte vinyl wrap, matte PPF, you can still do all of these steps, right?
It's developed with all three. Now, I've put it onto the dry side. This is the wet side. Just feel.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, there's no effort needed. It just
crazy.
goes on its own.
It's slick. It's hard to describe.
And this is a perfect finish. There's no more of those bugs. All we see now are the defects of the paint chips.
I know. That's the problem with a clean
reveal the
car.
issues with the car, yeah.
You unreveal it with the bug splats, you reveal it with a clean.
Exactly.
So that is Foam Plus. This is our current, say, last 18 month-ish. That's the lightning in the bottle because it's too quick.
Yeah.
You cannot beat this.
And in under an hour for all this process. So let's go over exactly
Yep.
what we had again. So we give a refresher to all the people. So guys, again, don't worry. All the links will be in the description under the video for you guys to check these out. But essentially, we had for the pre-treat a citrus product.
Yes, a 4-to-1.
4-to-1, exactly. And then we had the foam in the foam cannon on top of the citrus.
At 9-to-1.
9-to-1 for this, 1 part of product, 9 parts of water. Then for the contact wash, we use Wash, the shampoo, pH neutral.
3 ounces in your language.
3 ounces in a 4 gallons of water, or 90 to 100 milliliters of the product inside your wash bucket. Then Foam Plus for this kind of an effect with the hydrophobics that you saw that appeared. So light protection, gloss enhancer inside the foam cannon at a 1:9 dilution
And
ratio.
if you look how much I used, and I went quite thick.
You could keep that, right?
You can keep that. If I did the whole car, I would have gone through 50% of that. So 100 mil gets you 2 hits.
Okay.
Even at the lowest durability of 8 weeks.
Yep.
2 hits is 16 weeks.
So you can keep that, yeah.
The bottle will last you well in excess of about 18 months.
So
19
even
months.
mixed up like this, people could leave it for a few weeks in their
That's
foam
correct.
cannon? Okay.
I would recommend use it as fast as you can. Again, don't keep it for 7 months.
Yeah.
If you keep it in there for 4 weeks, that's great.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
And last but not least, for the drying aid or quick detailer, of course, the detailer, and this gave that satin slick, it's just, and that last finishing touch, which I enjoy. And of course, you guys can also check out the wheel and tire cleaning demonstration and that finalizing with the tire dressing. Listen, Nick.
I'm going to say it.
It's amazing. Let me tell you this, the products, everything that I've tried so far, in YumCars, I'm very demanding out of products, my own products included, and I can tell you these are definitely top tier. I have no problems in saying that. Great person. You use your own chemist. What I like is he thinks outside the box. So yours did not come from the detailing industry.
He's not a detailing chemist.
Not at all. So this I find is nice because he thinks outside the box because he doesn't know the what we do and what we use. So
he's not tunnel vision.
He's not exactly of what has been there for decades. He uses something different.
Correct.
And I can tell there's a lot of your products that use a different philosophy. So check those out, guys. Again, the House of Rags, I want to thank Eddie and Jamie because they brought these into North America.
The best
so they're
guys.
Distributors. Yeah, they are amazing people. That's why I picked them as my distributors, by the way. And so they made this available to everyone, Canada, USA. Check this out. Again, links in the description. Nick, I want to thank you all the way from England once again.
And I'm going to say it. Are you ready?
You want to say it together?
Ready? On 3.
Well, hopefully we're going to do more of this in the future, though.
Yes, please.
But for now, guys.
You go first.
I go first?
Yes.
Okay, all I want to say is keep it tight, keep it clean, and we'll see you on the next one.